you. Lovely. So if that's everyone that needs permission to record, if you could please raise your virtual hand and we'll just last check there. Right, okay. Thanks for joining us today for our end of year roundup with England head coach Eddie Jones. We will start with the live section. If you'd like to ask him a question, please raise your virtual hand, but I'll pass over to Eddie first for a little introduction. Thank you.
Well, firstly, thanks for joining us today. We set out at the start of autumn to create a New England, which revolved around changing the selection, bringing some young players in, and being more particularly aggressive about our attack as the game required. And whilst we've had good results, our performance is still at a level where there's a lot of improvement in us. But the great thing is we've got 4 campaigns to the World Cup in 2023. So the next campaign, which is the Six Nations, is a great opportunity for us to keep improving. We've got a very good group of players who work very hard and work very well together, and they're looking forward to the challenge of becoming even better at the next Six Nations. So happy to answer any questions that you may have now. Thank you.
Thanks, Eddie. Mitch Phillips, we'll come to you, please.
Oh, hi, Eddie. Thanks for making yourself available again. That was a kind of strange, must have been quite a strange review for you after that game on Saturday, scoring 3 fantastic tries, playing so well, but also conceding 18 penalties. What was your kind of overall message to the guys after that match?
Oh, well, the way the players stuck at the game was fantastic, mate. You know, in big test matches, sometimes you have to win the game 2 or 3 times, and we had to win that game at least 2 times. And in those sort of games when things are going against you, you've just got to stay in the moment, which we did really well. We stayed in the moment. We didn't allow ourselves to get too flustered or frustrated by the welter of penalties going against us. And you know that at some stage in the game's going to come back to you if you hang in there long enough, and they hung in there long enough. But it doesn't hide the fact that there's areas of our game that we need to continually improve, particularly around the consistency of our set piece. The breakdown is providing more challenges as the weeks go by, and we need to get better in that area. But there are opportunities for us to improve in. So we're really happy by the attitude and the character which the team showed, but it also highlighted some areas that we need to improve.
Thanks. One more quick one. You know, this time last year you said that the way you were playing was, you know, partly a function of the way the laws were being applied. How much has this new kind of attacking approach been enabled by different law interpretations, and how much of it is just a change of emphasis from you and the coaching staff?
Well, it's not a change of emphasis from me and the coaching staff. It's a direct reflection of the way the game's being refereed. Yeah, the speed of the ruck ball dictates how you can play rugby. Always has and always will.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mitch. Chris Jones, please.
Hi, Eddie. Could you just talk about the impact that certainly the players have mentioned him every time we talk to them about Martin Gleeson, about what he's brought? Has he brought more than you expected, or is exactly what you hoped he'd bring?
Well, Chris, you never really know when you bring a new coach in, but he's been absolutely outstanding. You know, his eye for detail, his understanding of the game is first class, and him and Anthony Seibold in that attack defence area have really made a good impression on the team, and they'll continue to add value as we go along.
Thanks, Eddie.
Thanks, Chris. Julian Guy, please.
Yeah, morning, Eddie. How encouraged were you by the fact that you were able to beat a team like South Africa without, you know, several first-choice players?
Yeah, no, really positive, mate. You know, over the last 2 weeks, we've beaten the 3rd best team in the world and the 1st best and the best team in the world. Yeah, and we've had our challenges in terms of COVID and and a number of injuries where maybe some young guys that maybe we thought weren't ready to play at that level of game have been given their opportunity and acquitted themselves really well. So we've added to the depth, we've added to the competition, and we've also added to the hunger of the side, which is really important, because with the development of some of the younger players quicker than maybe we thought they were going to develop, it puts enormous competitive strains on getting selected, which is a good position to be in.
Thank you.
Thanks, Julian. Duncan Beck, please.
Morning, Eddie. How does this autumn, the results, the performances, and the younger players coming through, how does it set you up for the Six Nations?
Well, the Six Nations is the next campaign. Yeah, we've got 4 campaigns to the 2023 World Cup, so it's another opportunity for us to improve, and that's what we're worried about, mate. That's our focus, is how we can keep improving.
Sure. And with France and Ireland beating the All Blacks and you winning all your games, Scotland having their moments, what sort of Six Nations do you anticipate it will be?
Well, the only Six Nations we're worried about is the Scotland game, which is the next game. And so we'll start analysing Scotland when the coaches have a bit of a break. So we'll get back together in early December and start having a look at Scotland and see how we've got to beat them. That's the only thing we're worried about, mate.
Sure. You've brought a number of young players through in the last few months. Which of them has really stood out for you?
Well, I think there's a number of good young players. I think the highlight 1 or 2 would be probably not proper. If you consider that I think we've had 23 new caps this season, and a lot of those players are going to have great careers ahead of them. And if they keep working hard, keep that hunger for the want to get better, they're all going to have very good careers. If you want me to highlight one player, I will, and that would be Nick Dolly. You consider where he's come from. He was going back to play for Coventry, got a call up from Leicester Tigers, played 4 or 5 games for him, finds himself in the England squad, and finds himself coming up against the best pack in the world. And making his debut in front of 82,000 people at Twickenham. What a story in terms of resilience, in terms of just keep doing your work, and when the opportunity comes, take it.
Sure. Thank you, Eddie.
Thanks, Duncan. Do we have any other questions for the live section? Okay, then we'd like the other broadcasters to leave the room, or I'll put you in the waiting room if you have interviews later. Thank you very much.